guys, and welcome to another episode of Fishing Planet. This is Mizzou fan Mike once again, and what we're doing this evening is we're doing some practice for a new competition we got ourselves in for tomorrow morning. It starts about 9 o'clock, and just wanted to share that with you guys and go over here and do some practicing and that kind of thing, so you guys can see a little bit about what I'm doing. Now this is not going to be a real big time instruction video tonight because what I'm doing is doing some practicing, and I just kind of wanted you to see this venue. It's a beautiful venue. It's got a lot of beautiful scenery, sounds and such, but the one thing about it is this lake is hard to fish, and the rewards are not as great. However, this is a lake that is in the earlier stages of this game, and it'll give you some experience. There'll be some things that you have to do and that kind of thing. The lake I'm talking about tonight is called Rocky Lake, and it is in Colorado. And I just kind of wanted to give you an idea. And the tournament I'm involved in tomorrow, let me click up here for you. It's going to be in Rocky Lake, Colorado. It starts at 9 o'clock. And right now it looks like we've got 7 people that have signed up. As you can see my name there in this tournament. So we're kind of anxious to see how many people are going to show up in the morning. Once again, I said it was at Rocky Lake. The prize is not great. However, it's just fun. It's fun, and it's sponsored by my friend DBLTALK 73s. And this is 1x1 is the tournament. This is his first tournament, so I'm excited to be able to go there. You have to be, it's an hour-long duration. The entry fee for me to enter this today was 100 cash, in-game cash. You had to be a minimum level 3, maximum level 60. You catch scores a point. In the morning it's going to be 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Water temperature is going to be 50. It looks like we're going to have a partly cloudy wind out of the northwest. No wind, actually. The rules and the restrictions on this tournament is going to be score points by catching any fish. So each fish we catch will get a point. Use only insects and worm bait to gain points. So in other words, I can only use a float rod with insects or worms to gain points. Okay, so it has to be some sort of insect or worm. Cannot use a rod stand in this tournament. You don't have to keep the fish to keep the points earned. However, I keep all fish unless they've asked me. I'm in a doing some mission or something that requires you to let them loose. The winner is determined by total score at the end of the competition, which means the winner of this competition will be total fish caught. So that's, instead of it won't be like by weight or by variety of fish, it'll be total fish caught. And then the secondary objective is landing the biggest single catch. So we're going to try to see what we can do with that. The scoring is 1 point per fish. This lake here has some good variety of fish. It looks like we've got some black crappie. We get that in common and trophy size. Bluegill, common and trophy size. Your Colorado golden trout comes in common, trophy, and unique, as well as the cutthroat trout comes in young, common, trophy, and unique. Golden shiners come in common. Rainbow trout come into the young, common, and trophy. White bass come in common, and white sucker comes in common. And believe me, you can catch, I think earlier today when I come up here and did just a little bit of practice, I caught all of these varieties with insects or worms or either one. So anyway, let's go back over here and let's go back to where we're at today and get in here and let me show you the venue and kind of just piddle around here and kind of show you some things. The 6 o'clock time is when this starts. So I started this video at 6 o'clock. It is in the middle of a small peak. The big peak comes between 5, as you can see, and about 8 o'clock, and then it starts to go down. This would be the ideal time to fish, but I can tell you this, earlier I did some fishing and we were able to catch fish on this peak as well. So anyway, let's get in here and see what we get into. Hope you all are having a good evening. I am fishing days, however, I'm doing this in the evening, and this is just a little intro to this tournament. And then tomorrow I will take some screenshots. I probably won't video the tournament, however, we'll just have to wait and see if I do. Hold on just a second. We need to go back here, and as you can see, we've got some other people in here fishing tonight. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back here and we're going to go into a room. And this, I guess, is some of the people that are going to be in the tournament. They're out here practicing too, or this is just some people in our friend's room tonight. As you can see, this is a beautiful place to be. This is the venue. It's a smaller lake. When it's not cloudy like this, a lot of steam. Over here is a little bitty waterfall. As you can see where I'm pointing my rod, there's a beautiful waterfall there. And it gets deeper out in this area. However, this lake is really not that deep. But anyway, let's go back here for just a second. I wanted to show you my inventory. I think what I'm going to do tonight is I'm just going to kind of use a few different types of insects. The outfit I'm using tonight is a small outfit. It's an OmniFloat 1410 SE. It's got line weight of 3 to 7.5 pounds. I'm using a Callisto MG 2500. It basically kind of matches the same drag line deal here. You kind of want to match your rods and your reels up as close as you possibly can with poundage, just simply because they work better. I've heard this said. Now on this I'm using a braided, I use mostly braided line in this game. I'm using a braided 6 pound test line. I normally, like I said, use braided line for the most part. However, when you first get started in this game, you have to use monofilament and whatever you can get a hold of. But I say all that to say this, that this is a 6 pound setup. Now you notice that my line is weaker than my rods, and that's good because you want your line to wear out before your rods and reel. You want more wear and tear on the line and less on the reel and rod. This is good because as you go along in the game, you have to repair your equipment, and it's easier to replace and cheaper to replace the line versus replacing, not replacing, but having your rod or reel fixed. So it's easier that way. I do have a leader on this. However, in this competition, I really don't believe that's necessary. So I'm going to take that off. We're going to go about, we're going to try 10 to 12 inches down. Not sure whether we need to go deeper than that. I've piddled around here with several things. I've got an X-Series Slim Float. It's more like a sport bobber. You don't get those till you're on up in the game, but there are other bobbers. Let me show you some of the other bobbers. Some of these bobbers, like this Slim bobber, is good. You'll be able to access that at your first lake, which is in Texas, Lone Star Lake, when you start the game out. And you can also get the bigger version, the ovals, as you go along here. I do have hook-wise here. I'm going to put a hook on here. What I'm going to try, barbless hooks, I'm using all barbless because when you use barbless, you get more experience points. It just gives you like 25% more experience. And as you can see, I've got all small, number 1 hook, a number 4 hook, a number 6 hook. I'll not use this today. My guess is if I want to try to catch a bigger fish, a number 1 hook. But what we're going to try, we're going to go with a number 6 right now. We have number 4 right now, and that's kind of midway here for me as far as what I tested earlier. I would like to get the biggest fish. And I think I know some areas where I can get the biggest fish with what I'm using. One of the things about not using a bigger setup or a bigger hook, we want to get as many fish in as we possibly can. So we don't want to have to be messing with the bigger fish too much because it takes a longer to land them, and in a competition like that, it is important that we get as many fish in as possible. As you can see, I have all insects or worm type things. Um, I do have one of these that is my favorite, and I will not tell you that tonight just simply because of the tournament. After tomorrow, if I can remember it, I will let you know what I used on the tournament, okay? As my favorite bait or what I used and it caught more. I did test some of these baits out today. One thing I didn't test is these pinkies, so I'm going to try to put some pinkies on. Now, pinkies you won't be able to get access to at the beginning of the game. The baits that you will have more access to will be like your red worms to start out with. And I think on this list, maybe crickets and maybe the bloodworms. I'm not sure exactly. Some of these other baits come along, the flies. Some of these other baits come along as you go along, and we'll just go from there. I did bring, I do have 7 rods in my rod holder, as you can see up here. The little man figure to the left here, if you click on it, it'll show you your equipment. In this tournament, it was required of me to leave my boat at home and my rod stand, so nobody can cheat by using those. But this is what I picked out, and after about level 4 or so, you level up, you will get a hat that's got a light on it. It's kind of an asset at times, and sometimes it's not. And if you have a PC, all you have to do is hit F, and it'll turn the light off, because sometimes it's too bright while you're fishing. But it just depends what you are used to, that kind of thing. I do have a big rod case where I can carry 7 rods and 7 reels in this case. I also have the biggest big box XL tackle. It holds 100 tackles, 7 lines, and it's really nice to have because a lot of times you're going to go to different venues and you're going to want to fish different types of fish, and you want to bring along plenty of tackle. In your tackle box, you're going to have places, it says backpack, you're going to have places where you're going to be able to put your different types of line here, different types of leaders that you're going to bring along. Also, you're going to have another section here where it shows the hooks, the sinkers, anything like that, the bobbers, anything like that in that section. This section is going to be all of your baits. Then this here, as you go along here, will show you some of these others. This here would be some of your jig setups and stuff, and we'll touch on this. This section here is more for your hard baits, such as your floaters, your crankbaits, your frogs, your poppers, your walkers. There's just all different kinds of baits that you can get into this game. Also, in this section here is for bass jigs, the weedless bass jigs that you can get. I don't have any in my tackle box right now because I left them all at home. And then this section is for spoons and spinners, all kinds of spoons and spinners that you can get. This is not all of them. I also have buzz baits, and you'll get the spinner baits too as well. So anyway, let's just go on over here and get back in the action. We've done that, and let's go fishing for a little while, guys. As we do this, what I'm going to do here, this is one of my favorite spots. So, okay, and see there are avatars for men and women here. So it looks like Dura-Rex just got the Torino trout, and that's one of the fish that she's looking for on a mission. But anyway, this I did fish over here quite a little bit in this area, so we're gonna go over here and cast out and see what we can get over here. When you're in a tournament, I'm thinking that we'll be the only. Look, I'm getting a bite. You have to wait till the bobber kind of basically goes down or goes sideways. So that's a good sign. Right off the bat, we're getting a bite. We did waste 5 or 6 minutes going through some of the particulars. So obviously during a tournament, I wouldn't be doing all that. I'd be constantly fishing. However, I think during the tournament, the only person that will be able to see I'll be able to see while I'm fishing is me. However, over up here, um, well, now that I got it real, but up there somewhere on the screen, there'll be a leaderboard showing different times of the tournament, who's ahead and who's not, and as you catch fish, you'll go up the leaderboard, or as other people catch fish, and it kind of goes like that. Looks like we got a bite. This joker here is it's finicky. It's not taking it with it. A lot of times that's an indication of a smaller fish and using a little too big a hook, but looks like we got us a bluegill, a little over half a pound, 30 cash, 11 XP, and I got 2 green bonuses there. So we'll keep those, and back in the water we go. Now, if I decide to video as part of this and kind of put it all together, if I decide to video tomorrow the tournament, I may just video parts of it, the better fish, just do excerpts of it, simply because I do not will not have time to talk about a lot of things other than just the fishing parts, and won't be doing a lot of teaching and that kind of thing. However, if I do decide to do that, just make sure that you understand that we're not going to be doing a lot of explaining. However, if you do have questions about anything we're doing, feel free to comment, send me a message, any of the above, and I'll be glad to answer those questions. Here's a golden shiner. Now, this is the second. You'll remember now, this is the second variety so far that we've caught, and yes, it is smaller, but we're still getting 45 cash and 11 XP on that fish. So we're up to 2. Not doing too bad. Looks like these pinkies might work some as a backup. I do have a favorite bait. At this point, I'm not going to tell you what that favorite bait is, just simply because and I won't be down if you'll notice down on the far left-hand screen, the record for the fish are coming up here from the other people in the room, and sometimes they'll send you messages. I won't, as long as I'm streaming, probably do a lot of responding to those messages, just simply because we'll concentrate on fishing and that kind of thing. So, but anyway, it looks like we're getting another bite. When you're either bottom fishing, or especially when you're bobber fishing, you will get dings on your rod, and that's just an indicator of a bite. It's not a fish on indicator, but it is a bite, what we call a bite, which means you don't necessarily jerk, and this works a lot like regular fishing. You don't jerk until you see the bobber go sideways or down. There you go. There's another bluegill. That's 3 fish. Not bad, not bad. And we just get back out there, and as we go along, though, I will definitely share with you a lot of detailed stuff. I think I plan on my next video of being a video on Lone Star Lake, which is the very first lake you go to. I'll try to do some fishing there and show you some things. It looks like we got another fish on. I think this is number 4. And this is a crappie. So this is our 3rd variety of fish. Actually, 4th variety. No, 3rd variety of fish, I believe. So I told you, like I said, you can catch most of the fish here with insects or worms. So anyway, we'll throw back out in our spot and see what we catch next. It looks like we're getting a bite and another one. So this, I think, is our 6th fish, another crappie. As you can see, we're getting some money and cash here. Now, this guy over here, he's catching one fish after another. And know for a fact he's using a featherweight setup. I'm not sure what what kind of lure he's using there, but he's using a featherlight. It looks like a spoon he's using, but some sort of a spoon, a bent spoon. So, but he's using a featherlight weight setup, and it looks like Twisted State. He caught his piranha trout. So that's what he was trying to get. There, a piranha trout is a mission up here. There we go. There's another one. I think this is our 7th fish. You can figure that we've been fishing probably for a good 15 minutes of in-game fishing. Take out the training and some of the talking stuff that I did earlier at the beginning of this. So not bad. I think we're up to 8 or 9 fish. So I think this is the spot. Anywhere from where you see that log out there and around those reeds on up to this big rock for the biggest amount of fish. Now I do have a couple of places where as I go along, if I'm leading fairly good, that I'm going to try to hit those places a little bit to try to get me a big fish, such as a big rainbow trout or cutthroat trout or golden trout or something a little bigger, I think a 2 to 3 pound fish. But I'll definitely be working on trying to get them the biggest majority of fish. We got to get as many fish as we possibly can. I hope you all are doing good tonight. And remember, if you like my channel, you like what you see, if you're even just a little bit interested or entertained, please go over to my channel and subscribe. Hit that button and subscribe, as well as like my videos. This is the only way that I can, make sure that what I'm doing is working, and it would be very well appreciated by this guy. I do put a lot of hard work into this as far as trying to keep this together. I do have a business. I don't remember if I told you guys in my last video, but it is online direct marketing solutions. We do a lot of website build and design. I work with a lot of business with their social media and such. And looks like we got another one there, another crappie. I do work a lot with social media and that kind of thing with these businesses. So I do hope that at some point, if you go over there, I'm on Facebook. I've got a website over there. Go over there and check it out. Check that out if you have a business, or if you are a YouTuber out there or something that you do a lot of videos. I do a lot of video editing. I build different aspects of video tech work, create banners, create all kinds of things like that. Do a lot of different styles, can do a lot of animated stuff and things like that. Just have to go check some of my channels out and check some of my work out on my Facebook or YouTube pages. You'll kind of get an idea of what I do. I'm very reasonable, and I try to treat your business like it's my business, or treat what you're doing like it's mine, and put the effort into it. But just a little plug there. Anyway, also too, I'd like to shout out to my friend and fishing buddy, DBLTALK 73. We call him DB, and he's a nice fellow. He does a lot of Twitch work. I just have started with a Twitch channel, but I was watching one of his Twitch videos today live and such, but I really enjoy him. He's the one that's sponsoring this tournament today, and that we're going to be getting into here in about 3 hours or so. So he's the one doing that. So looks like we got another fish. It looks like another bluegill. So we're doing good there with that. And but he's, like I said, he's the one that sponsored this tournament, and he's really nice fellow. So if you'd like to know a little bit more about some of the techniques and things, I learned a lot of stuff from him when I needed specific advice and stuff. And he's very down to earth, and he won't lead you astray. He not only tells you how to do it, but he shows you how to do it and where to do it at. And a lot of these YouTube videos, they leave a lot of that information out. His main objective with his videoing and stuff is to help other fishermen on Fishing Planet specifically. So anyway, I do play other games. If you keep an eye on things, I'm going to start getting into some of the other games I play. I do not play in hardly any sporting games. I do not play in a lot of fantasy type games, but I do play games such as Hunt Showdown, which is pretty cool. I also play, I have World War II Call of Duty that I play. We might get into some of that streaming. I do like Far Cry, and I have Far Cry 3, 5, and also the newest one, and then I don't have the Primal one or any of the earlier ones, but I do have the newest one as well as Far Cry 5. I've completed both of those, bar one of the deals, but I do love that game. Once in a while, I like to get on there and just have fun and hunt, fish, and also kill enemies. So I do like to do that. I do have some of the more advanced equipment on both those games. So anyway, I can do a lot of teaching and help you with that because I've completed most of the deals objectives on both of those games. And I like the Empire series, Total War series. I have the new game Empire Total War. It's not new, but it's new to me because over the 4th of July, Steam had it on sale. So I bought that. I'd had that before on PC a long time ago when it first came out. I had it on PC and I totally enjoyed it at that time. And then I found it on the Steam thing and I bought it back during the 4th. I also got the Napoleon Total War game. Checked it out a little bit. Haven't really gotten into it much. Watched some other YouTube videos on it. Thought it was neat, but it's more exclusively Europe, the European setting. So with Empire Total War, it's the really good one. So you get all of the add-ons and all that with it. So I do like that series, as well as I also do have the Hell Let Loose series, which is a 50 on 50 simulator. World War II simulator where it's very intense. You have armies, you have divisions, you have your little divisions and stuff where you play with 5 other players along, in the midst of an army and in the midst of a battle. And so it's really fun, and I enjoy that game. Real intense, though. If it has any problems, they're doing some more updates on it. It's trying to get on the servers and stay on the servers because right now they've had some crashing going on. It does take a while to get on the game, and it is very time consuming. It's not one of those you're going to jump on, complete real fast, especially if it's a bigger server. But that's a good game. And then I also got to War of Rights, which is a Civil War game. It's obviously Confederate against United States and North against the South, and it's very good. It's a lot like your 50 on 50 player scenario with Hell Let Loose. Haven't played it much yet. I got on there and tested a little bit, but I haven't got on there. I also do like games like Bigfoot and such, and I have some of the other fishing games such as Ice Lakes, which is a very simple ice fishing game that's kind of fun at times. I also do like Sim World fishing. It's really cool. It had better graphics when it first came out than Fishing Planet. It also offered the Bass Boat trolling motor options before Fishing Planet had those. But it is a little bit more complicated with the bite system, the casting systems, and stuff like that. But it is a good game. And a little bit more complex. I also have Russian Fishing 4, which it's okay, but learning a new game over, and there's a lot more aspects to that game that is different than this game, and so I don't play that very often. But like I said, I do have several different other games that I'm going to start working on and with. If you have any suggestions of games, I would be open to those games. And we just have to wait and see, as we go along here. But my favorite game is Fishing Planet, and I do enjoy it. I've had 3 years on it, and nothing ever gets old to me. Now, I want you real quick to see the scenery. See over there, across the ways there, do you see the beautiful mountains and the beautiful rock formations? And there is a waterfall over there. And at different times of day, you can see it better than other times of day. I don't remember how many fish we've caught so far. So let's go and here in a minute, after we catch our next one, we'll go and look and see how many we've got in there and what our biggest fish looks like. But right now, looks like they've kind of slowed down a little bit here. And of course, it's 7 o'clock, so we would have been already fishing an in-game hour, and I don't know if the competition is going to be an in-game hour or a real-time hour. there is a difference. In-game hours are shorter than real-time hours. So we'll find that out tomorrow. There's a nice fish. Now let's go over and see how many fish we've caught so far. We go to our inventory up here and click on that, and we go over here to our fish keeper. And looks like we've caught 17 fish so far, which has netted us $579. Our biggest fish with this, it's really cool. Now it doesn't tell you how many experience points you gain until you get ready to leave, and then it figures that up for you. But the biggest fish looks like it's 6.656 pounds. It was that golden shiner. So we've got a ways to go here, and we'll go back here and do some more fishing. I think what I'd like to do is change up here just a little bit, because I'm not catching any trout so far. So I think I'd like to go to a little different, try something different here and see what we got going on with this, and see if we can catch us a trout. And then I'm going to go over and try to catch a trout over at the using maybe a dragonfly or something like that, and see if we can catch a big trout, just to see how that works. We're getting a bite immediately again. Now I changed my bait to candy waxworms. However, like I told you, I'm not going to let you know what my favorite is right now. Just kind of trying some different things and see how things work here, and then we'll go from there. I just want to make sure that we get as many fish as we can. We didn't do bad for an hour, 17 fish. And that really was an hour, so we're probably at an hour now of real fishing time. In-game, or not in-game, yeah, in-game time. We've probably been at it about an hour. But like I said, tomorrow, even if I do video this, I will not be, be talking to you guys and all, obviously, but it'll be all really business and trying to really bring them fish in. So sometimes when I'm fishing like this, I just tap it a little bit to get it to go, to kind of get a little action going. Sometimes that helps. So here's another one, and it looks like a black crappie. All right. Let's see if we can't get another variety here. Let's go over here and see if we get a little something different. Not that we need to quit that, because that spot was still producing a number of fish. But I'd like to kind of see if we can get something else on here real quick. Sometimes that does help when you kind of hang it around like that. I'll tell you what, let's go and throw it over here on the other side of this rock. I did earlier catch a trophy trout over there. So let's see if we can get a fish over there on that side of that rock. Looks like it's not all the way down, but probably because it's too close to the rock. But this is absolutely a beautiful scenery, and you get a lot of good sound effects over here. Anyway, another thing too I was going to mention to you, our channel, Mizzou Fan Mike Gaming, you can find us on YouTube, obviously, and you can also find us on Discord. We have a Discord channel just like that. Twitch. We are on Twitch. We've got a channel started over there. I am on Facebook. You can find me at Mizzou Fan Gaming. I will subscribe as long as you tell me you've subscribed, and one of the things I ask is that you stay there if I subscribe, because I do check it quite often. So there is a way of checking it, and if you're not going to stay on there, just don't bother to be a subscriber. Now, if you're leaving for a reason, such as you just don't like my content or whatever, I understand it. But if you're trying to gain subscribers and then you knock off on being my subscriber after I've subscribed to you, just know that I do check it. And if you're not a current subscriber and I am a current subscriber with you, I will cancel that subscription to your channel, so being subscribed. But I would appreciate you to go visit our Facebook page, and if you like it, like my channel, my page, and follow it. A lot of the same content will be on all the venues, but I appreciate all the interest I can get out there. And like I said, we just do this. There's no right or wrong answers. Sometimes fishing's like diets, I say. What works for one person doesn't necessarily work for the same person the same way, but a lot of times with this game, this is a game. And if you listen and try a lot of the different things that like DBLTALK talks about, or some of the other video, ooh, I missed my bite because I did it too early. But let's throw that back out there again and see what we get. Some of the advice you get and techniques and stuff, a lot of times it does matter sometimes, all the way down to the hook size or the type of bait, time of day, location where you're fishing. All that does matter at times. So just make sure that you get some good information, follow through with it, and see what happens. Like they say, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's throw out there and oops, hit the rock. Let's throw out there and see where, because I got me another crappie there, but let's throw out there and see what we get. See if we can get us a trout. So I'd like to get a big trout before I quit tonight. And if I have to, I'll go to a friends only room, and then we'll go over to the other side because it's packed right now with people. And we'll go over to that room and see if we can't get into that room so we can catch some trout. Trout are better on that side, but there are trout on this side too as well. I was using some spoons earlier, 1/4 ounce spoons. There are several missions here too, and a lot of them are the barbless spinners. I completed them earlier while I was here, just so that you get bait coins, and you get also cash, in-game cash, and experience out of them. And sometimes they give you other rewards, such as lures or equipment. Some sort of equipment will be a reward too as well. There is one thing I wanted to talk to you about. There is a difference between experience, in-game cash, and then gold coins. Gold coins you get by you can purchase them on there. You can definitely purchase them. There are different types of places to purchase there, different setups for different amounts and all that, and sometimes they run them on sale and that kind of thing. Gold coins you have to have a lot of times to purchase equipment, different lures that you need for certain events, or new lures or stuff like that. Sometimes if you're not eligible for those lures haven't been unlocked. Sometimes you can get them faster because you've got gold coins. There are in-game purchases with the gold coins that the cash can't purchase with cash. But the cash, the in-game cash you gain, and that helps you repair your devices, your rods and reels, buy line, buy lures, buy bait, pay for licensing fees and travel fees, because there are those fees. The only lake that is free to fish is the very first one, which was Texas Lone Star Lake. But other than that, each one of them does have those. Now, I don't recommend it, but sometimes people do, depending on whether you're going to buy DLC and different things like that, because they do have a lot of stuff for sale. And one day we'll do a video and we'll show you all that stuff and where it's at and where it's located. But I don't recommend for you to buy a lifetime license, but you can. A lot of times you can use gold coins on the lifetime licenses. Sometimes you can use cash, but a lot of times it's over $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in-game cash to buy the licenses. But you can buy licenses by the day, by the 3 days, by the week, that kind of thing, by the month. I would definitely encourage you to buy just the license that you need for that day, or a couple of days or whatever, because the longer you, if you don't have a license and you go fish and you keep a fish, they will fine you for not having a license. So I was really silly when I first started the game, and I bought all the lifetime licenses for all the United States lakes except for blue crab. And blue crab was one of the latest venues that came out in Mississippi. and it costs 2,000 bait coins. So I haven't bought that license yet, and I have a lot of in-game cash because of the experience and the amount of time that I've been fishing. So I don't really need. I can use my in-game cash. Oh, that was a trout, and I jerked on it too soon. But in-game cash, you know, you can use that. You can spend 2,000 bait coins, but it's not really needful because by the time you get to that level and it unlocks and everything, you'll be making more cash. You'll be going to other lakes where you can make a lot of cash, in-game cash, that kind of thing. But there are a lot of terms that you'll have to get familiar with and such, and so you just have to, you know, learn as you go, and as you learn some things and stuff, you know, pass it on to somebody else that needs some help. You know, it is what it is, and sometimes I know fishermen, they're really into this. Well, I don't want to tell people where my honey hole's at and that kind of thing. But remember, you started out someplace too as well, and this is about having fun, and you know, if you can help somebody else a little bit, it's always I always find a lot of pleasure in helping somebody else. Oh, see, he took it, but he didn't. It must be a smaller trout, so we may have to downsize to a smaller size hook. But let's try it one more time. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's what we call a grandpa throw. Anyway, and by the way, I am a grandpa, so um, anyway, I do enjoy meeting new people. If you've got a Steam account and you're on there and you'd like to send me over a friend request, just remember it's Mizzou Fan Mike. On Steam, it's just Mizzou Fan Mike because I don't want my name to be so long that people can't remember it on Steam. But if you send me a request on Fishing Planet, I'll make sure I accept it and I'll become your friend. And anytime that I'm in the game and you need some help and you're in the game, you can see where I'm at and we can hook up and I can come help you or we can come fish together. I do have a Discord channel, and if you're on Discord, we can actually even hook up there too as well. We can talk and fish together. That's always fun too, kind of talking and just having fun. And it looks like we got us one finally over there. That was a crappie, so we didn't get our trout yet. So let's go. What we do here? Let's go out here. I'm gonna end the game with trying to get us a trout over here. Try to go and get us a trout real quick, a bigger trout, and let's see what we can do here. Okay. I did catch a big trout over here. The problem is there's not a lot of smaller fish. There's not a lot of other varieties of fish. So let's see. Ooh, immediately I got a good bite. So let's see. Oh, that was a good bite. I'm not sure this is a trout. Yes, it is. No, it's a crappie. It is a crappie. Okay. Let's go back and see if we can do this again. See if we can catch us a trout this time. Okay. I'll explain to you some of the mechanics of this, what I was just doing. It's got the ability to where you can spot where you want to throw so that you don't overcast 100 times, that kind of thing. But that last one was pretty good out there. But we'll try again and see if we can't catch us a trout out here. And if we can't, then what I'll do is I'll go to a fly of some sort and see how we deal with that. Let's see here. Let's dig that a little bit here and see if we can't get them enticed to hit it real quick. Oh, we got us a hit there. Well, it looks like this video is we've been going for about 44 minutes. So, guys, here in a little bit, I'm gonna call it quits. Let's throw us out a dragonfly or something and see if we can't get us a trout real quick before I leave. And let's see what we got here. Go in here and put a dragonfly on and see if we can't get us a trout real quick. I think that'd be cool to get one, don't you? There's 2 or 3 varieties of trout here, so all that's good. The only reason why in a tournament like this I wouldn't specifically fish for trout, because I'm not fishing for just one fish. It's a variety of fish. I'm fishing for all the varieties of fish and trying to get the most. I will tell you, where we were fishing earlier today, I did catch some trout over there. So I did catch all 3 species of trout over there, but it didn't work for me there, so let's switch this. We're up there by that log, so that's a good thing. I was fishing a little deeper so than what I am now. I was fishing about 10 inches deeper, so that might make a difference as well. But let's see if we can't get something to bite real quick before we close the video down. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. I am going to continue tomorrow, and probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video out of this, and then we'll make an additional video. If I do not video the competition tomorrow, what I will do is just I will just put up the leaderboard and that kind of thing, and I'll attach it to this video. So anyway, and show you how the competition come out and who won if I do not video this tournament. So we'll just have to see here. I did get a strike, and I moved my bobber at the same time, so that kind of wasn't good. So let's see. See if we're gonna get us a bite here. Ooh, yeah, we got a hit. Let's see. Yeah, now this is going to probably be a pretty good fish here. As you can see, the bars are going up, so this is probably going to be my biggest fish. Yes, it is. It is a Colorado golden trout. It's almost a pound, so that's not a bad deal, guys. Not a bad deal. Anyway, I think I'm going to stop this for today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me any questions. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel, Zoo Fan Mike Gaming. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you have any questions, make sure you do some comments or questions. And we'll see you again tomorrow, tournament. And I'll either, like I said, do a little small excerpt and add it to the end of this video, something like that, for the end of the tournament, and then we'll put them together and make this video. Or I might even video the tournament. It just depends. But hey, listen, I'm going to close out tonight. It's been a pleasure to have you in here tonight. I hope I've helped you with something. I hope I've been a little bit entertaining. It is late this evening, so but anyway, and once again, please, guys, be safe with this coronavirus. It's not something fun. I've had some family members that's been down with it. I know some people that's had it. Just remember that we will make it through this thing, and we'll do it together. Y'all have a good night tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow.